yo, what it do, what it is, y'all. It's your boy Telling Me Rocking. You're now tuned in to the infamous No Filter Show. And as always, I'm joined by my great co-host.
Yeah, y'all already know the vibes. K Quick, villain in the white masses, beast bars of faith, peace and blessings, love. You know what it is.
Man, and of course, this is your man, G.I.M.O. 21 Gun Salute. You hear me? AKA non-GMO, man. We ain't fucking with them weird foods that they got out here now. You dig? It's reality.
Hey, Sean. Hey, everybody that's in here. Hey, Nikki. I am the Blue Phoenix. I'll be on camera in a second.
And to the person who's never on camera.
I ain't going in with you tonight. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Just Star. And I wanted to say, mwah, early.
Star look like she eat kettle fried butt cheeks.
What?
Only yours, boo, but we ain't got to tell the world.
Hey.
This dang early.
Already? God damn. We starting early.
I mean, you may as well.
So look,
Man, what's up, Nick? What's up, Sean? What's up out there?
to all
What's
our
up,
good
Tina?
listeners out there, and we wasn't on yesterday.
Hey, Zen and Reese.
I want to say happy 420 to everybody out there. I hope y'all got y'all smoke on. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed the herbal essence of the day that it was yesterday. I got together with my good peoples last night, and we had a great time, as always.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How y'all feeling though?
I'm blessed, man. I'm good. Speaking of Sean, I'm glad Sean is in here today. You know, shouts out, you know, it's BBF, because we just found out today that her single "Work It" just hit 100K streams on Spotify. So shouts out to
Get out
Sean.
of here.
and
All
Sean.
right.
So much love to Sean.
Congrats.
Most definitely. So shouts out to Sean. And also, I find this funny, and I'm pretty sure a lot of DMV dudes can relate. Now, I was doing some early spring cleaning the other day. You know, was going through the closet and so on and so forth, and I ran past a shirt that I have not seen legitimately since middle school. And for real, everything about what I'm about to show y'all right now says 2005 all over it. Now, I want y'all to take a look at this right here. This is a shirt made by Conscious Eye. If you don't know what the Conscious Eye clothing line is, I swear, everybody in the 2000s was wearing it. Look at the dang design on here. Look at what this cartoon is wearing. This dude has a Nelly Band-Aid on his face with the capri shorts and the dang jersey that's like 8 sizes too big with wristbands and headbands on.
Wow.
Can you guess what dang year this is?
That's got to be 205.
At least, bare minimum.
I give it 205.
Bare minimum. Conscious dang eye. I almost want to put this in a time capsule or something.
You should, bro.
Literally. I don't know why I still have it. I didn't know. I don't know why I didn't give it away with the rest of the stuff I wasn't going to wear no more. But something about that said, don't give it away just yet.
Hey, that's the shit that matters. That's the shit that matters. I was thinking about, hey, look, when you do your time capsule, bro, I want to throw a couple of my pubic hairs in there, bro.
All right, then I'm never doing this time capsule.
Nah, bro.
Save that for Weezy's time capsule.
Nah, bro, because pubic hairs are facial hair. It could be underarm hair, nose hair.
I mean, y'all been through a whole lot together. It seems like that would be more suitable.
Bro, we going
I think you need to do that in remembrance of him.
Yeah, bro. When I die, bro, like just imagine going in the jar and be digging that shit and be like, yeah, he got DNA in his joint.
Bro, like, I'm definitely
my
not
brother
doing
got
it now.
You sure?
I'm positive. I ain't never been so sure about something all dang year.
What is the craziest thing? So since we on that, well, we haven't finished with everybody's day, but we're gonna continue with this conversation. Everybody. Go ahead, finish y'all day.
Ladies.
Y'all week.
My week has been pretty good. The kids went back to school, and then allergies have been kicking their asses. So it's been sneezing and coughing and snotting and whining and all of that good stuff. But other than that, I'm cool. Celebrated with the bro yesterday.
You did.
Brought that in with a bang, bang.
My day consisted of being very high all day, and I'm still high. I don't know what planet I was trying to go see, but it must have been too high to catch the mothership. I think I missed it. But I'm here, loving all of y'all. Glad to see y'all again. Glad for y'all to hear me again.
AM Morning had her book signing last week.
Shout out to AM Morning.
Yeah.
Oh, look, she got edibles going on, Lord.
Hey, you know what's funny? I just gotta say, A-Star, you sound like the drunk auntie that just started feeling good, so you all zen and cool and shit.
Knowing dang well 5 minutes ago you was cursing everybody out.
Please, I wish I could have. I've been on my Nam Yo Horenge Kyo all day.
So look, I have a question. Since it is the week of 420, and of course, that was my birthday, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that I am a real heavy advocate for cannabis. You know, the laws are actually starting to slowly shift. We know for a fact that, Congress, it went through Congress. Now we got to go through Senate that is going to be actually legal on the federal level. I know in the state of Maryland that it's actually on the list to be voted on in November. So with all of the developments with cannabis, how do y'all feel about that? Like, you know, as far as like the recreational, you know what I'm saying, the business side of it, like how do y'all feel?
The only thing that really matters to me is if on a federal level it is legal, everybody who they put in jail for that needs to come home. Like just like that. Everybody who is still in there for some charges regarding that, if it's made legal on that level, there's no point of keeping them in there.
I think that's where it actually is going to become a true or real thing once the federal government concedes. We're having a lot of issues with the federal government. They're still greedy and they still want to lock people up over it. State is pretty much laxed, but it's all a setup. You know what I mean? So yeah. On top of that, just to piggyback, once they let all the homies free for the bails and all that stuff for something that's perfectly organic, I'm on top of it. Like I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? But until then, nah, we got people in there fucking with Biden bitch ass that locked us up because of that for marijuana charges. And nah, I just don't trust it just yet.
But you do know everybody can't come. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, in all honesty, I can't speak to whether or not everybody who was arrested for selling marijuana to get out, because you don't know each individual one. Like you don't know who were violent, situations or however. But I do think that now that the federal government is set to make a whole bunch of money off of it, they need to make it so that anyone can apply for it and get a grower's license. Once you do that, then you should give them, I would say the first 3 years to just grow and sell and start to produce a profit. And then after that, set, what they have to pay yearly on what taxes they have to pay yearly on that license. So like say for instance, you had a bad year and you can't afford to pay $1,500 in taxes. The fact that you had the first 3 years to grow and make a profit and get a business account and basically get yourself all the way legit should be able to cover that $1,500 for that first year, rather than wanting to see your profits and tax you based off of that. It's one set fee for that specific thing. So you're paying taxes on your license. That way you have a chance to grow your business as much as possible up front and do it legally, and it be your right.
See,
I'm done.
The only problem that I have with cultivation is I understanding, like, you know, for your own personal use, I'm all with it. But, you know, like when you're talking about everybody just growing without being properly taught, you feel me? Like the market is going to be very watered down, and it leaves the opportunity for people to do stupid shit. You feel me? Like you got to think. People found a way to make to mix make fake pills with this fentanyl shit, and it causing the massive ODs. You feel me? And the death. So when you got it so that everybody can get into the market, that's when it causes a red flag for me. I think it just should be regulated. Like allow everybody to grow their own shit at home and allow it to be sold, you feel me, out in the open. Now, as far as everybody coming home, unfortunately, everybody isn't going to come home because there's people that got caught with small amounts, you feel me, that will probably fall under the legal limits, which will be 1.5 ounces, maybe 2 ounces, you feel me? But then there was people who caught with pounds. So do you feel like the people that was caught with the pounds should come home?
Well, I personally feel that, like, for real, like, since you said, there's people who've been caught with like minuscule amounts who got hit unnecessarily with that. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know cases where marijuana is involved and they got an obscenely harsh charge or a harsh penalty, like, and granted, we've seen people who actually do very, very harmful crimes that get less. So I'm just saying, people who get caught up in situations like that, let them go, because it was unfair to begin with.
Like my nigga, what's the name? Say, no, you good. Go ahead.
I was gonna just respond back to Rock when he said the market would be watered down and people growing without being taught. With any license, you have to have some type of teaching. You have to take a test for your driver's license. You feel me? You got to go to the gun range and gun safety and stuff like that to own a gun license. So naturally, when I speak of having a license to be a grower, you would have some type of schooling in order to earn that license. As far as the market being watered down, that's every market. There's more than one clothing line that sells ripped jeans or joggers or stuff. It being watered down is really not, that's no different than regular old commerce. Your price is $50 for this, so I see that and I'm going to make my price $40 for the same thing. That's just the competition of it. But everybody should be going to school and learning strains and what each strain does and the whole 9 yards. So I agree with you. I just felt like that would come naturally with trying to obtain a license.
Yeah, I think the only time that type of training is necessary if you're talking about distributing to the masses. You feel me? If you're growing at home for yourself, you feel me? You can kind of self-teach yourself. You know what I'm saying? This YouTube is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But we're moving in the right direction. I think it's going to free up a lot of
more time for selling dope than murder in this crazy world. And I quote Jeezy for that one.
Yes, sir.
You hear me? You are less. Exactly. There should never be anybody getting locked up for light years for any narcotic. Some people feel like that. I mean, you figured, what did they call marijuana? Class 1, class whatever the hell it is.
I think it's class 1.
Class 1. So that's on the level of heroin, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like all the stuff that have destroyed neighborhoods or whatever. You know what I mean? It fell in that line for the most part, and it was never that dangerous. So, these herbs and these things that we have, it should never be classified as that. You have shrooms now being looked at for PTSD. You have all these great healing herbs and plants that do what they do to the psyche, to the mind. I think that what we're falling underneath right now is a level of NWO, New World Order, where they don't want anybody having that level of consciousness. This kind of takes me back to when my parents used to talk about the flower children, the flower power, back in the 60s and the 70s, when they were all underneath LSD, and they cut it out because people were reaching a certain level of consciousness, or they weren't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they weren't being violent, excuse me. And it was becoming a problem. They were protesting a lot. Nobody wanted to volunteer for war. You saw a resistance and a chill vibe. And America doesn't work on chill vibes. So yeah, I think that's the main issue with them. Yeah.
Interesting.
Real shit.
So how do you feel about them looking at shrooms? Because I've never experienced them, so I can't.
I definitely had. And for anxiety, you can microdose, and that's one of the main studies that they're looking at is the actual microdosing of shrooms. That instead of having to synthesize these chemicals, which have major side effects on libido, hunger, on the brain, things like that, because they have to integrate lithium and all these dangerous metals and toxins. Polyethyl glycol, things like that, in order for the body to absorb it. Is that, yeah, they need to start. They're really investing in the natural aspect of it. But I had a quick fact that I looked up, right? So recently in 2022, Colorado shatters their previous marijuana tax revenue record. At the tax revenue that was collected through multiple sales tax, right? At 2.9% for medical and a whopping 15% for recreational, right?
Jeez.
They actually made a collective $423 million through just the medical alone. 36 million more than the previous record in 2020.
But
This should be
that's not surprising. If I'm not mistaken, they said when Colorado first legalized marijuana, they came out of debt their first year.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what it's going to take in order for it to be fully legal. The government has to get their cut. They have to be able to monetize and also control or have some sort of say over every person that is selling or growing. They're never going to fully give that power up because they got to get paid for it. They're never going to let go of people that were falsely locked up off of herbs, because then that would be admitting that they were wrong for doing it. Then they would have to give some type of payback or reparation. They're not going to do that,
right?
Unfortunately. So
Mo, I have a question, Mo, and then we can move on because I can talk about weed all day. So Mo, you said you think we're witnessing a new world order. Is it possible that we're witnessing a generation change? You feel me? Because if you think about it, like our generation is kind of like shifting in to those positions of power where things are starting to open up a little bit. You feel me?
I beg to differ. Because these politicians, for some weird reason, are still in their 90s, their 80s, and our parents are still voting these old fogies in. So it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. There are no young, fresh, new-blooded politicians. These are people, and if they are, they usually have not been, they don't have grassroots here in America. Most of them, their parents are from overseas. They're just first generation American, and they have a disdain and a certain level of I'm here to make it. I'm not here because none of my family is from this place, so I don't care about the generations that I can harm in lieu of, you know what I'm saying, all of the things that have happened. We're starting to see a lot of that, and so instead of them hiring Americans and four gen Americans of color, they're starting to hire people who are outside of America, and that's the scary part. That's the scary part. When you're not from here or you have no ties to the turf, you'll do whatever it takes to make it. You're just here for the check. You know, I go anywhere else in the world, I'm probably gonna feel the same way. You know,
when you have a disconnect from where you live or from the people you're dealing with, it doesn't harm you or it doesn't make you feel empathy on the decisions that you make for them. So that could be one reason why they do this.
And the fucking respect for these old people. Why are we still hiring old people? These people have no clue what the hell we feel like. We the cool parents, you know what I'm saying? We in the middle, you know, when you're right now, as me, I have a 20-year-old, so I'm 41. I'm such a cool parent. You know, I have to adapt and overcome. I have to get used to how they feel. I have to talk to them. These laws are not something that they give a damn about. This new generation don't care about politics.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
I gotta stop you. I think it's a little deeper than that, bro. Like, I think it's really, I kind of feel like that right there is scratching the surface. You got to remember politics. You feel me? Like, it's not always about what you want to do. It's all about who you know, who you can click up to, and who you can help you get done what needs to be done. You feel me? Like, I kind of feel like I just feel like these TV shows where we see that, okay, somebody's trying to do something, but you will have to make an underhanded deal under the table to support this person doing X, Y, and Z for this next bill if you support me to get my shit through. I think that's the issue, you feel me, when it comes to politics, that people are making too many side deals instead of actually coming together and focusing on what's really wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
yeah, I scratch your back. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
No, I was just gonna say it's I scratch your back, you scratch mine, but I might stab you too. That's how politics work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think it's that. I don't even think politics could be considered politics. Why don't we call it greedatics, bloodatics? You know what I'm saying? People that get in positions of power that want to suck the blood. Now, as we were talking about the taxes and everything that's going on, right? As far as minorities owning businesses and grow shops and things like that being involved, we are the minority again in this. If you look at the 4 generations of people that have already been established here, we were the main crop growers, cotton, everything, indigo, anything that you could think of. That's what we did. We knew how to farm this land. This is what we do. But the fact that they want to keep us down again, that we end up being slaves.
Hold on. How? Because I mean, and I just want to hear where you're going with it. How are they keeping us from getting into the industry?
Due to what? Again, taxes, availability for loans.
Okay.
If you're not famous already, you have to have some backing to get this land out here. You're not just going to go to South Dakota and just have fucking land. It's just not going to happen.
That's the way that they doing it, bro. That's not any other way that, you feel me, it's already been set. You feel me? The problem is we weren't taught, you feel me, how to set things up for the future. You dig what I'm saying? Like, as a grown man, you feel me, I learned that I can get a credit card and put my kid's name on there, you feel me, and everything positive that happens on that, make them an authorized user, and everything positive that I do with that credit card boosts their credit score. You feel me?
Yeah, I almost got my mother arrested fucking around with my credit.
Hold on. I had a gentleman sit me down, right? We were talking business. He was like, you seem like a bright young man. Like, what's stopping you? And he was like, let me tell you how these folks do it. These rich folks do it. And he didn't say white folks. He said these rich folks. He said a group of friends get together. You get 10 people together and y'all all make each other authorized users on credit cards, right? You build each other's credit score up. Guess what? all 10 of y'all come together, you feel me? Y'all apply for a loan. You feel me? That's how you get that credit to get that big amount of money. See, we weren't taught this. That's why it's harder for us to break into these new industries because we weren't prepared for it.
If that's what you think. We've always been prepared. I come from a family that owned land and had farms. We remember that there's this thing called gentrification. We remember that our property taxes get raised when we are low-income human beings. We do not get all of the great positions. Now, we just so happen to be lucky to come from an area where you see more successful people of color, period, like throughout the nation. This is the hub for people of color other than Atlanta. You know what I mean? But we tend to be grouped into these places where we have to survive. We have to, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's necessarily had to be taught. We are the best survivors ever, bro. Like, we always figure out a loophole. It's just like when we had the because when white folks were actually doing what the hell is it called? Bankruptcy. You remember that it was so easy to do bankruptcy. Once we got a hold of it, they changed it. Bro, they keep moving the goddamn goalposts. And if you think for a hot second that just because you can grow or that you can get involved in it, that it's not going to take some type of financial backing and or a little ass kissing, you know what I'm saying, to get a politician involved, then yeah, and that's just like she said.
I'm not talking about getting a politician involved. You said that, you feel me, once again, they're stopping us from getting in, the minorities from getting into the industry. You feel me? I just couldn't. I didn't understand where you were going with. I can't see it, because the biggest thing that you said was finance. It takes money to get in. You feel me? Just like in the alcohol industry, because we all talked to Ray. You feel me? Shout out to Whiskey, right? You feel me? I talked to him on a personal level. He shot me numbers on what it takes to get into that industry, to have it done the right way. And the crazy part is, it's the same thing. So all I was saying was, if we were prepared and if we knew better and we were taught, you feel me, it wouldn't be such a struggle to move forward and get into these industries. You feel me? That's just my personal opinion.
I don't feel like it's a matter of getting into the industry. I think it's a matter of the fact that if you do it for your people, let's just put this in perspective. If we all got together collectively and we started our own, I guess it's called a co-op or something like that, when you grow, you know what I mean? However, whatever the fuck it is, right? We all purchase a medium plot of land, right? And we start growing our own marijuana crops. We start growing our own shrooms, things like that, right? There's going to come a time where the people in the government, the people who are around you, are going to get jealous, and they're going to want to break you down. We've seen this even with, back in the day with the Harlem Renaissance. We've seen it. I keep repeating this. Rosewood, Oklahoma, where we've gone on our own and we've done everything right, and we got rich. We kept our money amongst ourselves for longer than a week. We had our own crops. We had our own cows. We had our own food. And every goddamn time, the government and or greediness steps in, and they have to diffuse that. Because
the example you just gave of us getting together, getting land, growing our own, that sounds good. You feel me? I'm going to tell you what the problem is. And I'm not saying that it's right. The problem is, when we do that shit, we're not playing by their rules. You feel me? When you're playing somebody else's game and by their rules, you break their rules, they can come and destroy you. It's not right.
Break what rules though? Explain, because if you're doing everything legit, right? And they figure out that you're making a shit ton of money, right?
No, you know the example that you just gave just said, fuck it. We can just go and we just come together and do this, and we do our own. You feel me? If you're saying that we're playing by the rules, you're just saying the same thing that I just said do.
What do you mean by rules though? Because if you're saying the government, if you can self-sustain, You should not be taxed. Like I brought up before. I brought this up in past shows years ago. If you go to PG County, they have a goddamn a documentary on white folks that got charged because they had cows and they were drinking raw cow milk. You're not even allowed to have certain animals. You're not even allowed to sustain yourself. And this is against their own folks. I think, and not saying their own folks, because politics and greed is different. People want green. I think we need to talk about wealth more so than just racism. But when we go to these different examples and we think about these, what about these places that we mentioned where they were black hubs for being rich, being self-sustained? Do we not understand that the government did not like it? They bombed these places. They burnt them down. They lynched people because we didn't rely on them. We still had to venture off and buy things from other races and other people. But when we do it on our own, if the government sees that we are flourishing, they're going to shut us down every time. Every time. They cannot allow us to have ties to the motherland. They cannot allow us to have ties to Colombia, i.e. yayo, cocaine, heroin. We can't even get to heroin because that's way over there in Afghanistan and China, the opium dens. They keep us separated because if we have ties, then therefore we will become more powerful than the very place or the institution that we are under. You dig? So yeah, no matter how we gonna look at this, somebody's gonna try to shut us down, or they're gonna raise the taxes so high that most of us will get shut down. So it would take a group, and that's the reason why, like, people like I know we on the subject too long. I'm about to did it, but Mike Tyson has a group of investors, and of course of every race, because he's popular, he brings a name, and so therefore the brand can flourish. He's not the sole proprietor of this, so unless we involve everybody to take a chunk, then no, it's not going to be possible.
And in the world we live in now, the sensitivity and inclusion issue, it would be an issue for a group of us to just go away and to have this land and to have this city, this town, and to do this, and someone will get upset because we're trying to exclude them. It's just black people there. I mean, it'll be some type of it's a whole different level of how it used to be. Yeah, it was just because we were black then. Now it will be because we're not allowing other cultures or other races to come in because this is just what we want to do. On top of the ignorance coming from, like you said, the overtaxing or just trying to stop bartering, or not necessarily bartering, but trading and all types of stuff. It will be something. But then how would it be? So, a lot of people live off the grid. How would that work if we lived off the grid?
They won't allow you to.
Well, the Amish do it.
No, the Amish do it because of religious reasons.
Right.
But we are not allowed to live off the grid. Everybody that's getting these fucking solar panels and shit, you have to reinvest it back into the grid. And you only get like a minor tax break on your house. But past that, no, that's all bullshit. If they find out that you are living off that fucking grid, they're gonna burn your ass up like a pair of motherfucking, like a pack of matches. They're on your ass. You cannot just put solar panels on your house and just beat. The government and everybody else has their hands in everything. There are laws up for that. I researched because that's my first and foremost issue.
So can I ask y'all a question? And y'all gotta be honest.
Mm.
Let's flip the coin real quick. Y'all see what I just did?
Let's get it.
So let's flip the coin.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get both sides.
You are in position of power. Okay? You're in position of power. You must protect your money, your investment. Are you willing to tear down the people rising up just to maintain your power? And Walter, I need you to jump in on this one.
as a human being, I'm ready for the politics, and I understand that you got to give ass, you got to bring ass to get ass. You hear me? That's the old military saying. You got to bring ass to get ass now. If you ain't bringing your ass to the party, nigga, you ain't gonna fuck nothing. You heard me? I gotta do that for the people in layman's terms. That's what that means, right? So I get that point. But how long can you sustain that, bro? Like, people just gonna keep getting greedier, and their kids are gonna get greedy, and they're gonna be spoiled, and they're gonna hear about these stories. And if you extort these people, they're gonna pay. They're gonna do whatever it takes to be like us, and we can't have them on our level. I digress.
You didn't answer my question though.
Okay, let's hear one more.
So my question is, would you be willing to destroy or to, what's the word I'm looking for? Cause resistance to maintain your position of power?
I think that, yes, I definitely would. I have that in me. It's a rebellious spirit that I cannot hide, that I cannot fight, that I be damned. And maybe that's the mixture of the two, the black and the white in me. You know what I mean? But there's a weird spirit in me that just be like, let me learn all my weapons, let me learn how to survive, and let me go hard. I'm getting older. I have nothing to fucking lose. I'm guaranteed death. Let's go ahead and go for it. Who gonna win first? Are my people gonna actually join the military and fight against me just for a fucking paycheck? Or they gonna look at me as their kinfolk and revolt with me? That's my hope. But we know different. I'm done.
I don't know. I honestly don't think I could, but if I was in that position and I was raised to or taught this is how it should be, I'm pretty sure that's what I would do. You know
what's crazy about that is that
that's what you're taught, that's what you're shown.
But I don't feel like women have ever been taught to revolt like that. The only time y'all actually show up,
I don't think I would do that. I couldn't take and just go get rid of a whole city or town because of me being greedy. I just couldn't do that,
And I think that's the reason why we have the differences in the sexes. I think that's the main reason why. Because there's something innate in women that y'all are not willing to go as hard as we are. Because we're headstrong when it comes to that. Y'all are thinking about children. Hard,
that's what I was getting ready to say.
Y'all thinking about fucking benefits and all this Bama shit. Y'all ain't willing to just look down the barrel and just be like, fuck everything.
Neutralize the threat.
Well, we will to protect, but
last minute though. Y'all ain't prepared. Y'all do it last minute. Adrenaline rush. Oh, my babies. It's just like the mother bear. Mother bears don't just sit around and be hunting on humans or other creatures that could kill their kids. They do it last second. But the men are always alert. In every part of nature, the alpha male sits around ready to fuck shit up. It ain't in y'all. So that's
it's not enough. It's enough to try to alleviate or go away from the problem. We try to avoid the fight. We try to avoid that to protect.
I ain't gonna say that.
You know what?
If now I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I gotta say I don't want to sound like Mr. Girl Power, but bro, I kind of feel like you got to give the ladies a little more credit in that, bro.
What?
I think they're not like that just because it's our job. You feel me? It's never been written for them to be the dominant one. You feel me? To be the protector, to be the ones that's going out, you know what I'm saying, looking for smoke, you know what I'm saying? But in some situations, you gotta remember, in lion civilization, the ladies go out and hunt. You feel me?
Now I was gonna say something about it because the women do go hunt, but they also look for the lion to protect. He's there to protect. He's there to make sure they're okay. So whether or not the women go out and find food and make sure he eat and the cubs eat and they raise the cubs, he is still the one that protects. He is still the one that does the fighting. And the lionesses will fight, but he is the main one. You know what I'm saying? they will fight with him if somebody, if they're trying to overtake him. But yeah, for the most part, he is the one.
No. They don't fight with him. They do not. Let's go ahead and get this right.
Well, that's true.
Women, they do not fight with him. They only fight to protect their cubs.
Yeah. Yep.
The males fight to protect the pride.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why, and this is going to sound so fucking sexist, but I don't think that women should be involved in politics at all. Because if anybody is going to be greedier, it's going to be a woman.
Ooh.
It's going to be a woman.
It's
going to be a woman. Because a woman is going to protect just her household, period. Especially if they have children. But if they ain't got no kids, we seeing this with Kamala. We seeing this with many of female politicians. They don't give a shit about nobody else.
I know we totally going off of what we was talking about, and it's all good. So I got to get the other two involved, and I got to ask them this question because you said something. So Star, quick, do you guys feel like women belong in politics?
Well, that's a huge change in subject.
Let's get it.
Bruh. You mean politics as a whole or just certain positions?
Don't dance around quick.
No, I'm trying to be serious. I'm literally serious.
Do they deserve the whole office? Make the important, tough decisions.
For real, I personally believe they can. They definitely can. But I also believe I think this either piggybacks. I can't remember fully what Mo just said, but as far as how ruthless politicians can be, especially when they're running, because I've seen politicians do more homework than battle rappers, digging up dirt on folks. You know what I mean? I personally think that female politicians have the ability to be even more ruthless if they wanted to. You know what I mean? So, but as far as their ability, just the ability to do the job, I mean, they can. You know, I think they can, personally. I think they can.
When have we?
After Star, I'd like to say something, please.
Hey, listen, y'all. So I'm gonna get down to the nitty gritty or whatever. But I want to tell y'all, God be trying to shut you up when you doing too much. He asked that question, and I was hitting the button to unmute myself so hard, and it was not working. I definitely think women were built for politics. I absolutely do. I really, really, really think that that been our avenue. I feel like we still don't even actually have the full leeway of that being our avenue. And I think major changes all across the world will happen once women start being able to step into that.
Okay, so y'all were built for it. What exactly about politics are y'all built for? Because any person that has been in a relationship with a woman knows that y'all do not fucking tick. Y'all yell and you fucking beat the shit out of us, or you run and take the money from us. I've never seen a woman actually take it and be able to negotiate. I've seen y'all get very emotional.
Can I say something?
I'm listening.
I think the difference between a man politician and a woman politician is a woman politician can make a decision without an ego.
Bruh, they don't even fart around us, bro. You trust people that don't fart around you?
Hey, nigga, look.
He get on my nerves.
Well, bro, I will say this. They have a very, very distinct advantage. When was on average now, how often do men win arguments versus women?
Yeah.
We
That's
don't.
it, man.
I just
Exactly.
don't.
That's my whole point.
Because no,
They are
but
gonna
men.
run through that debate process.
But men, no, let's think about this. Men amongst men, when we debate, we usually come to a conclusion. Either we're going to pick violence or we're
That's
going to
true.
settle this shit and just walk the fuck off. Men
So
are
what do
very
women
simplified. Women hold on to shit forever.
Hey, bro, a woman will walk away and be like, okay.
That ain't right.
Nigga, sometimes you
Yo,
need that
why
approach.
did you say
You
that?
cannot sometimes do that, bro. You cannot sometimes do that. It is a nation at stake. You could walk away and say, and President Putin be like, yep, I'm going to fuck you up.
Oh, yeah,
You can't just do that.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you to agree with you. You gotta solve the issue right then and there while the iron is hot. You can't just not every moment is a spin the block moment. I ain't
Bro,
gonna hold
hold
you.
on. Nah, look. What you gotta realize that when these people go meet, they don't always leave agreeing. Hey, bro, first of all, you look funny as shit because it look like your head is inside of my hat, and it looks like I'm your funny twin that's like joined at the face. That shit was just fucking me up a little bit. A little trippy tonight.
All right, I'm gonna go for it.
But no, you're right. But at least there's an agreement to disagree, though.
Yeah, but guess what? Them niggas will stand there and debate that shit. You dig what I'm saying? Like that. Put like this: when they walk away, I guarantee you one of them is like bitch ass nigga.
Okay,
I'm gonna do this.
so
I'm gonna do this shit for my fucking nation. Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you, still, nigga. Like, yeah.
A woman to be like, you know what? I ain't got time for this. I got you, nigga. I said,
Hillary Clinton, she ruined a lot of relationships. My bad. But go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
yeah,
oh my god,
yeah, she did. Bill and Monica's.
what?
Put them ting.
Go ahead, Blue.
Terrible.
Oh
Looking
my
like Kim
God.
Jong-un and shit. She look like she off the fucking Star Trek Enterprise and shit with
Oh,
her
shut
fucking
up.
onesies, her fucking militant ass suits and shit, all the way up to her neck.
422.
Okay, listen. This is what I was gonna. Hey, Becca. This is what I
Becca.
was gonna say. I don't think that we should be. I think we should be in politics, but not as the head. So I think we should be advisors. So, prime example. Who was that? Susan Rice, when she came after Snoop because he was going after Gail. She was in a position of power. I don't, we are emotional. We can get emotional and we act emotionally. And that's not a good position to be when we're emotional. You guys, like you said, can deal with issues. You can argue. You can do all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I honestly believe we as women have ways to help you kind of rationalize or have conversations and talk things out. So I think we should be advisors. I don't think we should have the main position of power. Yes, sir. Even as judges, though, I think as a judge, yeah, we can do that.
So you wouldn't
What?
want
Y'all could not. Y'all should never be judged.
Why not?
Because if one
You'll be
man
more
hurts y'all,
compassionate.
y'all fuck every man that walks in front of you.
Okay, but then also
That's
that now we
bullshit.
can't just say that because men judges do that too.
I ain't never heard of a bitter male judge. If the
That's
system
bullshit.
is not against males, I don't know what the hell we talking about. Because when men walk in front of a male judge, they punish us twice as hard. Because guess what? The majority of the male judges are what? They're not black.
White, they're white.
But a bitter black woman, especially a bitter black woman that ain't from the turf, that's just first generation, she don't give a fuck about us. We seen that with Kamala Harris as the fucking DA. She was frying niggas like nachos.
Colin's not black.
Kamala ain't from here. Women, listen. Y'all have a
I think
certain
Well, it can be. Look, we have. I guess maybe it depends on the thing, but yeah, I think we would be pretty good judges. It doesn't have to necessarily be on cases where men are involved. It could be like cases with children or stuff like that. I don't know, but yeah, I think we could be good judges. Like you.
Oh, y'all good judges? Oh, y'all gonna be good judges? How about y'all judging the fucking character? Okay? Yeah. Baby daddies wouldn't fucking exist if y'all just already had that goddamn intuition that you assholes say claim that y'all have. Y'all know shit.
Ooh,
Ooh, why
Yo,
you
just
always doing
to
it? Try
A lot of times we don't listen to our intuition because we honestly see the goodness in people and we want to see that goodness in people. Plus, a lot of times as women, we like to fix people or we like to help them fix themselves. So we ignore the shit that we know ain't right and we keep dealing with it, which is why all these baby daddies and baby mamas are out here. Also, people ain't using fucking protection, no birth control. So whoops, you have sex
Oh,
with the fucking baby.
shots fired. Let's get into it.
So y'all,
Real quick, I got to shout out the people that's watching on my page. They commented and it's not showing up. If y'all can't go to the go to the No Filter Show page so the comments can show up. But shout out to my cousin Trey. Shout out to Moot from the Under the Influence podcast. Shout out to LC Stacks. Shout out to Daryl Bowman. Shout out to Izzy Is. You dig what I'm saying?
Hey.
And then,
thank y'all for watching.
Salute. My brother's watching. Yo, just to switch gears a little bit since we just leaving off on women in politics. Have any of you all heard of any of the controversy surrounding Viola Davis playing Michelle Obama?
Nah.
No.
Well,
I haven't heard anything.
a few clips were leaked. Apparently, she was cast to play Michelle Obama. I think it's a biopic. I haven't done a whole bunch of research on it, but I heard Willie D and a few other people cover this. And apparently, when you hear Viola Davis and Michelle Obama, immediately I'm thinking, oh, she about to kill this role. She about to murk this. But apparently, she dropped the ball. Now, the clip I seen, I'm not gonna lie, it disappointed me. It's like it just like the facial expression she was making. It seemed like more of a satire. And Rock, if you were to look it up, it's probably on YouTube somewhere right now. I literally saw this last night. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if it was just if this particular clip that leaked was just a joke or so on and so forth. But knowing how talented Viola Davis is, I expected more from her, especially when approaching a role such as this. But anybody who's seen it, please, your thoughts on it, please, in the comments, that is. But
I'm looking at it right now.
I was shocked when I did not expect it to be as bad as it was described by other folks.
All right, so real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say this: everything that's being shared in this broadcast is for fair use. So, in other terms, Facebook
educational purposes. Oh,
so we're gonna go ahead and run this quick clip. Bro, can you kill that audio for me?
I got you.
All right, let's see.
The Western is concerned that a black first lady is talking about race. Politics is not for me. Public speaking? You know I don't love public speaking.
Getting the echo, bro.
What is your expert analysis?
You didn't make healthcare personal. Can we quit?
Apparently not.
Damn.
Interesting.
That's not
the
even
way her lips and everything. Is that what you're saying?
That's not even the clip I seen. That's like a trailer. But the clip I seen was she was like having a full-on conversation with somebody. It looked even more crazier than that. It was just I don't know.
All right. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Where the butt cheeks at?
Some of her facial expressions was definitely on with some of Michelle's puzzle.
The one I seen was very over exaggerated. It's almost like it looked like something you would see on Mad TV. That's how over exaggerated it looked.
Where the ass cheeks at though?
Under the dress.
At least get Michelle Obama's ass right. Can't fake that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, maybe I got to see more clips. You know,
I ain't trying to be funny, but is this? Nah, it's a Showtime. You gonna say is this Lifetime?
Please say it ain't.
No,
I don't think Viola Davis.
I don't
would
think
agree
so.
to that one.
Please say it ain't.
Lifetime mess up some.
Hold on. So let me ask you this: Did you see the actual clip on like Hoda and Jenna or something like that, like the Today Show or something? Because this shit was corny as fuck.
I seen the clip that I seen. I was watching Willie D cover, and he had the link to the clip in the description, and that was the clip. That was the clip I seen, and that's when it was like, wow, like the face expression was very over exaggerated. Like I don't know. that was the first initial clip I seen. I didn't even know a full trailer had dropped.
Man, fuck all this. Can I talk about Obama real quick? Former President Obama.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna do it regardless if we say
hell no. Nah, this asshole got a nature show.
Oh, I was wondering if you saw that. I
don't want to hear no fucking predator talking about the Bears. The Bears, Michelle, watch the dog.
Bro. Firstly, two things. I would love to hear
You're irritating right now.
I would love to hear him narrate that. And secondly, you sounded more like Morgan Freeman than Obama just now.
I don't give a shit. Morgan Freeman would sound way better at that shit, man.
It's on Netflix, quick.
Well, Morgan Freeman's the GOAT, or one of them anyhow. You know.
But that's how Obama talks, with tissue in his mouth. He talks just like Morgan Freeman with tissue in his mouth.
These are, and I would like to remind folks, these are the comments and opinions of Giamo, and they do not reflect everybody else on this show. Period.
Michelle,
I just want to put that
out. He's the worst fucking voice for anything, bro. I hated hearing him talk, period. Yeah. Who else hated hearing him talk? I hated his voice. I hate him, Giveon, that nigga, Hamilton, that motherfucker.
That like motherfucker. What about your boy's voice? I mean,
don't talk to me about that nigga.
No, I'm not talking about him. The other president.
The other president? Who?
Yeah, your boy Trump. You like his voice?
Who doesn't love Trump's voice? Everybody loves Trump's voice. It's sweet, and he talks with his teeth. Okay.
That's because the motherfuckers be ready to fall out.
Keep him up. His lips gotta keep him in.
Yeah, he locked them shits in.
Okay, so now that we've seen this administration, how many of us are voting for Trump next year? I mean, 2024.
Nigga, I ain't vote last time.
Oh no, I'm voting. I'm fucking voting.
Hey, bro, you got.
I ain't going front. I might remain independent this year coming. I'm gonna look and see what the libertarianists are talking about. I'm more diverse. I am not tied down to just the donkey and the elephant.
Hey, so look, funny shit.
Blood and Crips, basically.
Every time I think about voting liberal, I just think about a person standing there naked, free, like vote for me, fuck all the bullshit, naked and free. We're liberal. That's all I think about.
But it is the donkey and the elephant, right? Did I get the animals right?
No, you got the Blood and Crips right.
Oh shit.
Blood and Crips. Republicans and Democrats, red and blue.
Besides, I like what libertarians stand for. Yeah, because you know what libertarianists basically feel that people should have the free will to do what they need or want to, as long as other people aren't negatively affected. So, I mean, who wouldn't want that?
You know what? Bro was on to something. Rock, you was on to something, because what I envision as people that are libertarians, I envision them like me right now with a V-neck on and no drawers. Like, I just see them always at the motherfucking, I always see them sitting at the fucking desk.
Oh my God.
Because
Liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. Liberty, freedom of balls, like all that shit. Like everybody just, like he said, but not naked up top, but half-ass. That's what I get.
Right, so you completely ruined that. Never mind.
Well, shoot, since we going on liberty and nudeness, and we didn't get to go back on the earlier birth control, right?
Yes.
You do know that they're making a birth control for men. Is that true? I think they are. Gentlemen, how do you feel about that?
How
Yeah.
how is this new contraceptive applied?
Now, I will look it up while y'all discuss it, but just give your first
What'd you
opinion.
say,
Don't worry
Rick?
about how it applied. I'll explain that in a few. What do you feel about it?
I mean, it's just another way. It's just another way to protect yourself. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how it's applied to me. You know what I mean? I mean, apparently people just want more options than just wrapping it up, I guess. I mean, shoot.
All
Rocket.
right.
Shoot.
Birth control for men.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what we talking about.
Yeah. We're gonna go on ours. Let's talk about y'all.
It was Phoenix idea.
So you mean to tell me I can load up my AK and go shoot the whole club up with nobody?
With blanks, my nigga. With blanks.
Hold on.
Hold on. Wait. That's what it does?
Yeah.
You cannot have babies. So you can shoot the whole club up, scare the shit out of people, but nobody gets hit.
Nigga, all I'm gonna say is
Getting fan bag.
Well, that's easy for Rock to say. He got 2 kids already.
hey
What
nigga,
Quick
look.
thought it was.
You damn right. You damn right.
He got his kids.
Quick, what did you think it meant to have birth control for men? What did you think would happen?
Well, I don't know. Like Brandon, I don't know. I thought it was another version of. Look, I prefer to wear. I prefer to go out in the rain with the raincoat.
Yeah.
Wait till you take that raincoat off.
The thing is
preferring
that
to take them birth control.
okay, so you can go out with the raincoat, but every once in a blue, you're gonna fall in love, right? And you're gonna be with the woman that you love, but you might,
Every once in a blue.
yeah, but you're just not, gonna be ready for it. You dig what I'm saying? So what this does is it blocks an actual A vitamin that is essential for reproduction in males. Okay, so it would be once daily pill. Basically a disc shaped or a square shape just to make it feel more manly or whatever. But it would block that A vitamin in order for the sperm to not develop or be fertile or be active.
And you know what I feel about it now that you said that it's a pill that you have to ingest. I trust that the same way I trust those what's it called, Nuva rings?
Yeah.
That women have. Like, I don't trust those things because there's been plenty of cases of those things shifting, or they claim they're like tightly secured and then boom.
Well, no,
baby.
Nuva rings you can put in yourself.
Well, whatever
the
is
IUDs, the IUDs.
Those things.
Yeah,
I get them mixed up.
had one.
But still, either way, same difference. Now, granted, I know no contraceptive is 100%. There's always that 0.999 or whatever it is, and so on and so forth. But as far as comfortability, I don't know. They need to test that some more.
Motherfucker, look, if I had that shit back when I was growing up, I've been eating them bitches like Tic Tacs. I'd be on the next refill the next day. I'd eat all of them at once. Fuck them little sugar pills that they got in between that shit like they do women, them little fake ass placebos and shit for their period. Nigga,
Well,
I'm gonna be
we
on
have
it.
to have our menstrual.
I'm gonna chop that shit up. I'm gonna dice it up with a motherfucking razor blade, and I'm gonna snort the shit
Put
out
it
of
in your
it.
applesauce.
No, I'm snorting. I want that shit. If I can shoot it, I'm shooting this shit right into the blood vessel. Yeah.
Whoa, wait a minute. I just came back in on a conversation on some weird shit.
The birth control pill, bro. I'm gonna chop that bitch up like it's Adderall or some rich kid shit, and I'm snorting that motherfucker. Like, bro, I would smear that shit in everything that I eat. It would be infused in my mayonnaise. It would be infused in my fucking guacamole, egg toast.
It'll be sprinkled on my steak.
Nigga, I'm turning that shit into foot powder. I'm gonna get that shit into me however I can. It's gonna be in everything. My socks are gonna be dusty as shit with birth control in it. I'm gonna wear that shit.
Look,
Yep.
and just to be even safe, I put that shit in my beard oil. Fuck it.
Birth control lotion. I'm going hard.
So hold on. What are the side effects? Because
all right, let me look that up.
It's gonna have more side effects than mesothelioma.
Because it's fucked up. Because they can be like, yeah, Your side effects is your dick ain't gonna get hard. That's your birth control.
No, side effects is chronic headaches. Your eyeballs will occasionally fall out. Your tongue gets swollen. Your teeth fall out. Then you go bald,
Itching,
and then you get itching, chronic itching, rash,
loose teeth, loss and bone density,
gangrene, all this type of
hospital
stuff.
sterilization, the same shit that be on us.
Now, granted, y'all notice in them commercials when they list all those things, they had a person talking as fast as I rap, just to get all that stuff out of there.
Well, okay, so we cannot talk about the actual side effects because it is just going to actual human subjects this year.
All right, so we don't know yet.
Yeah, and unlike the unlike the VAC, the VAX, this actually has to go through a real human trial, so it probably won't be on the brink until
probably the next 5 to 10 years,
if not more. It usually takes 20 years. So
I just want to know who volunteers for stuff like this.
Nickel.
And what's the compensation? All right, so people like GMO volunteer for stuff like this. And
they pay you for those clinical trials.
I think the fun part is
because there's only one way to find out if it works.
See what I'm saying? We thinking on the same fucking page. I was getting ready to go there. You sharper than a thumbtack. Give me that. Give me that.
There's only one way to find out that it works, which
you gotta aim and shoot.
The hard way. You're gonna find out the hard way.
Well, guess what? If I have to do that, they gotta provide me with a female that.
So you want the subjects to be provided.
The subjects have to be provided because how are you gonna find? Yeah, how else are you gonna find out? There's no well, you know what? They can find out because they can always test the sperm efficacy.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. They probably do that. Yeah.
All right, so there isn't one way to find out.
Yeah, you're gonna nut in the cup.
When you get a vasectomy, they do that. Yeah.
Imagine how heartbroken the dudes are who think that they are just gonna be provided subjects to do this the old-fashioned way.
I want that motherfucker to be able to grow hair. Shit, I want my hair back. Goddamn it! The side effect should be everything should be growing hair back.
So, bro, hold on. So, I thought you just cut your hair just because you wanted to cut it. You can't grow your hair no more.
Man, I can grow it, but it's thinning. It's thin. I actually have the Jada Pinkett disease, as she likes to call it. Like that shit is something major. Nigga, I'm getting old, motherfucker. Alopecia is part of life.
Bro, you better be careful. You saw what happened to the last dude who joked about that.
Come on, bro. Will not handle me like that, bro. I will fuck around, hit him in the face, and then guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hire a fucking kangaroo to rape his ass after I'm done knocking his bitch ass out. I swear to God, that nigga would have never made it. And I keep a knife on me. And I keep a fucking knife.
You saw what he did. You saw what he did to George Foreman.
Did you see him taking that dick in 6 degrees of separation? I don't give a fuck about cuz.
Once again,
since we want to talk about how hard it is and how hard he is.
Once again.
So I'm lying. So you didn't see him playing Sidney Poitier's son taking dick?
No, I did not.
He took dick, bro.
Literally, the time y'all told me about that movie was the first time I ever heard of it.
Man, that white boy had his legs thigh high. He had his knees to his ears.
Put me in the back, please. Put me in the
back. Stop it.
Go ahead, Star. Talk about it, Star. Go ahead. I know Star got some shit to say.
I had a question for the fellas. I think me and the Phoenix spoke about this earlier. So speaking of getting dicked off, did y'all see Mike Tyson beat up that man on the airplane?
Yeah.
I heard of it. I didn't see the clip.
Hey, give that man some applause, Mo.
His best friend that was traveling with him said that he deserved it too. But wow, imagine what you had to do to take a couple hits from Mike Iron Fist Tyson.
Ain't no way to prepare to break nothing. But the thing is, they said that Mike was chill at first. He took pictures with him and was talking to him and everything. So I don't know what the guy did to antagonize him or make him get to the point where he had to get them hands. But I'm sorry.
Can I ask a question? Because I did not see the clip yet. Now this is Iron Mike we talking about. He went to sleep after the hit, didn't he?
I don't know. Mike Tyson walked off the plane though afterwards.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the guy who took the hit. Did he go night?
of dude just sitting there looking stupid afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think Mike was trying to kill him. Just make him back up.
So he gave him a warning tap.
Basically, a couple of them warning taps, like 6 or 7 of them warning
That
taps.
ain't no tap from Tyson.
So I guess the question is, what type of asshole do you have to be to get punched by Mike Tyson? Like,
Well, now that's the point, because everybody swears that he's such a nice guy, right? So
Oh,
he
yeah.
gets on the plane. He gets on the plane. Both guys are excited to see him. And, at first, like you said, he engaged. He took a selfie. He was holding conversation. But then he told the guys, listen, no offense, but I really just want to chill for the remainder of the flight. So the guy ignored him and kept talking. And Tyson was like, hey, listen, I see you trying to get under my skin. Like, chill. I'm trying to just relax. And the dude kept talking. Whatever that last conversation was, they said Mike just jumped up and commenced to whooping ass.
Hey, you don't have the footage?
I will say
You don't have the footage? You go on TMZ and get the footage.
It had
It's on
to have been
TMZ.
something. It had to have been something drastic because there was a situation earlier this year where a guy had pulled a whole gun out on Mike and his crew, and Mike gave him a hug.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
let's
sometimes,
debate that for a quick 5 minutes. What do you think you could say to Mike Tyson, the Mike Tyson, that would make him just start whooping your ass?
That's what I'm
would you
saying.
say
I don't
that
know.
would make Mike say, you got to get these hands?
Ask that nigga to stay suffering succotash.
One of the
Oh,
youngins
you
said,
disrespectful.
My
One of the
bad for the
youngins
people with the list.
tell him Floyd Mayweather is better.
Disrespect, though.
Go ahead, stop. My bad.
I said one of the youngins said, tell Mike that Floyd Mayweather is better, and he'll definitely feel like you're supposed to get them hands.
Oh,
What? I don't know about that, dear. I don't know, because we talking about Shroom Mike. We talking about the Toad Mike. He done did so much ayahuasca and shit. Like, he's so chill. So for him to get,
Bruh, I ain't gonna, bruh, maybe this is just me, but for real, the Mike right now, the chill, older Mike, is even more scarier than the young Mike, for real. In my opinion. Just because he knows what he's capable of. Because granted, it's like the saying, back in the day, he would be like, I'll kill you. But right now, he'll be like, no, I'll kill you, right?
Mike is that guy, and this is no harp on anybody, and the word can be offensive, but I do not mean any harm by this. But everybody knows the old saying: Mike has that retarded strength. You just don't mess with anybody that just permanently has that within them. He is built for destruction. This dude is crazy with it. Even at 50. I'm not. He about to be 60 years old. No, I'm not irritating no old man. You ever got your ass whipped by your grandfather or somebody? Their hands hard as shit. Nah, hell no. Nope.
Now,
Also, y'all do know that they're getting ready to make a Surviving Trey Songz documentary next, right?
Oh, come on.
what? Are you serious?
I'm not even. I don't
Trey
even.
Songz a bitch ass nigga anyway.
I'm sorry.
Man.
It's not funny. But what the heck?
Trey Songz a bitch ass nigga anyway. Every time he comes to the DMV, he get his ass whipped or somebody call his ass out. He always acting like a little kid anyway. Little bitch ass.
Well, anyway, just to spin the black hole split
He had
second
some-
because. No, go ahead, sir. You finish first.
I was gonna say he now officially has 12 different accusers accusing him of some form of sexual assault. The latest one released video of the alleged assault today, where she was at a party, a VIP party. Trey walked up behind her and pulled her boobs out of her shirt and bra, and she ended up actually having a video of it, and she said that she's just now coming forward because she didn't realize that was a sexual assault, and she's suing for $5 million.
Hold the fuck up.
She didn't realize.
Exactly. She said she didn't realize until the other women came up with their stories that it was even an assault.
So,
Well,
she
if it
didn't
happens
slap
to
the
you,
shit out of him.
so shouldn't
She
you
didn't
feel assaulted
touch
in
him
the
out.
moment? Shouldn't you
Your
feel
breasts are exposed in the middle of a room, and you did not feel that was a problem.
If you
How?
look at the video, she was laughing.
How in the
Because
Oh,
it
so
was
she
Trey.
did.
Trey
So
would have
she,
got his ass smacked. You don't
so
touch
she,
my shit.
so she was laughing, so she ain't feel assaulted then.
Well, she's
Uh.
assaulted. She's insulted to the tune of $5 million now.
Trey Songz ain't worked in years. I don't even think he worth $5 million.
No,
Let me look
it's
up his
just.
net worth.
I mean, no, it's just that particular victim there. Just it just seems sketchy because you just now I'd have to read it myself, but just going off of what you just said, you said she didn't realize that she was assaulted.
That's
He's
the way
worth.
she told the judge. That she
They said
didn't
they-
realize until she heard the other stories. That's literally what she told the judge.
He is net worth at $12 million. That boy about to be broke because R&B ain't selling shit no more.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah. He's suspected at $12 million. I didn't think he made that much goddamn money. He ain't been on the top of the charts like that. So hell nah. Hell no. Hell fuck no. So yeah. The thing about it is that if he had just waited years later, women already wear their titties out anyway. God damn. I look, I work around Howard University. All I see is just titties everywhere. They don't wear no bras. There is nipples showing. All he had to do was wait. This
Incident took place last year.
Let's play a game. What race is this woman? What race?
Who you asking?
What race?
Me?
Yeah. What race is she?
She's white.
Thank you. I should be a fucking psycho. Because they ain't nothing worse than them. Talking about their titties fell out. Them are the most freest human beings in the world. They love I see them white women walking around downtown free as hell.
Ain't no way somebody's just gonna walk up to me and pull my breasts out without me cutting their ass. I don't give a damn how much unassaulted you are. You don't touch me.
What's up,
How you
Tag?
don't know?
Man, look, listen. Like I said before, Trey Songz has always come to the DMV and never been welcome. Every time he comes up here, he gets some pushback. It's always somebody's son in him. Or he, just like when he had that fallout over there at the MGM Grand. Did y'all see that? When he acted like a little fucking kid and was talking about fuck the DMV, fuck DC and all that shit. Fuck Maryland, all that. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Hell yeah.
He's from Virginia. Why are you surprised?
What? That nigga says that shit he said that shit like it was water. Like, man, fuck
That's
you.
what you about to go back over the bridge.
Yeah, come get that ass whipped then, because you know we gonna touch you, homie. Like you ain't leaving without getting scuffed like a new pair of fucking boots. You hear me? Yeah, he can't impose his will on some shit. He act like a little child. That's that deviant behavior. What is it with R&B singers and deviant behavior? What's wrong with them?
Mm-hmm.
Privileged, entitled, spoiled little buttholes.
And it's not ever to say that he's not talented, you know, but it's something going on. Like they just get spoiled. I guess they can have whatever they want, and he just wanted them pair of titties right there. I don't get it.
Hey, look,
find a titty.
You know who can sing good and never had that problem?
I'm listening.
John Legend.
Go ahead.
I already knew where he was going.
Seriously, bro, he's a good representation of the light skinned people, bro. He's a gentleman. He can harmonize.
Listen.
Isn't he in the coalition? What position? What's his rank of position?
Yeah, bro. What's his position, bro?
He's not a part of the Light Skin Coalition.
He's light skinned. Why not?
No, he's not a part of our Light Skin Coalition. I have to talk to the actual founder. He hasn't made a final decision yet.
Go get that nigga.
I have to go get him. I have to go get him. I have to go get him.
Because I think Rock is lobbying for his recruitment.
Yeah, bro. He's light skinned, bro.
Y'all playing too goddamn much. I have to pull the founder up. I gotta find him. Let me hit him up. See if
while we waiting on the founder.
If he come back with that wig on, I'm done.
I've been in trouble and I done sung "I Can Change" to my wife just so I can get out of trouble.
You ain't right.
Why
You ain't
not?
right at all.
Do you know how many J's I done smoked it to get lifted?
Founder, are you there? Are you there? I think he's coming in right now. Oh, we haven't thought about John Legend's bitch ass in a long time. We just really don't even consider his voice to be light skinned. That is
Can we have? I need a Q&A with the founder. Founder, I have. Are we taking questions at this point, sir?
Yes, sir. I am definitely taking questions as a founder.
I would like to add, because granted, we yet to have this exclusive Q&A with you yet, and you have been spoken of on this show many a times.
Yes.
So
yes. Shout out to G.I. Mo. He is the sergeant at arms.
I need to know, because according to G.I. Mo, according to Rock, I could make the cut into the coalition, but somehow I fall in the middle somewhere if you ask them. But all in all, what are the requirements into this coalition, and why does Sir John Legend not meet them?
Hold on. One requirement. When you get out the shower, you have to be so light skinned that when you get out the shower, we can't see your ash.
You know what? And shout outs to Rock. Mr. Taylor Made is definitely in the fold of the Light Skin Coalition. We really recommend him as an up and coming soldier for the Light Skin Coalition. But that is one requirement, that your ash is barely seen. But we do make trades. There are some very light-skinned, dark-skinned men that we are fighting for right now. Preferably Creflo Dollar. Yeah, I think we have been fighting with him for years, but he just won't change up. But John Legend and a few others, Jussie Smollett, we are in agreements to trade. Will Smith's ass, he's okay, but he's on the chopping block, okay? Because the shit he did to that dark-skinned brother, we really are thinking about Chris Rock as being a delegate and a potential member, because he handled that in the most light-skinned manner I've ever seen in my life. He took that slap, and
Professionalism.
Yes, he had a lot of diplomacy. And he didn't even get red, and I think that we need somebody like that just doesn't get red.
Wait a minute,
Mr.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, because we tend to stain when we get hit. We get stained.
That definitely has to be a requirement of being light skinned. When you get smacked, you must turn red.
Are we going to do the slap test?
I am.
So wait a minute, Phoenix, you turn red?
Yeah. I have a birthmark on the back of my neck. When I get angry, it turns red.
Oh,
when I'm crying, it turns. Yeah, it's been like that since birth.
So you got a baboon butt on the back of your neck.
No, punk. No.
I think that we can skip that and we can go for the Hickey Test. Okay, so see, with light-skinned folk, the Hickey Test and everything, right? So some light-skinned folk, they do bruise when they get hickeys, when they get sucked on. Okay, so I think that is one primary example of if you have a dark-skinned grandfather or something like that, we will be doing the sun test. All right, you must get sunburnt at least once a year. So my question is, but the second part of the question is, you listed all these requirements. You listed all these requirements, but why doesn't Sir John Legend make the cut? It seemed, why not? Why not, Rock? Because nigga, as the founder of the Light Skin Coalition and the sexiest man alive, that nigga did not deserve that shit. And I am the sexiest man alive as the founder of the Light Skin Coalition. Look at this mane I got. Look at all this beautiful, luxurious locks that I have. Look at this. Can't nobody fuck with me other than Rick James, bitch ass. And he did. R.I.P. to my man. But your third in command, though. Your third in command, Rock over here. Lobbying for the recruitment of Mr. Legend. You should at least be able to hear him out, because, like I said, your third in command, Rock over here, is lobbying for the recruitment of this gentleman.
so you can at least hear
First
his
of all-
argument.
So hold on. So
First
look,
of all of y'all are doing the voting wrong, because if you're gonna vote John Legend in or out, y'all are forgetting the one thing that the gavel bangs. The main high supreme judge. Y'all gotta dig him up and ask him first, and that's Prince, because he got your little locks and your little light skin and all of that thing.
Excuse me. As the founder, you will need to shut your ass up.
Now,
Because
I
first and
need all that,
foremost,
damn it.
Prince was different. Okay? R.I.P. to the goddamn man. That was the ultimate light-skinned, luxurious human being I've ever seen in my life. Only a light-skinned man can have his butt cheeks out and the world reveres. I'm about to show my butt cheeks. I hope and pray that the world loves my.
Basketball in high heels.
due to an unfortunate threat of we are forced to put him in the back. We do
Nah, he said,
apologize
this
for
is enough.
God damn it, man.
That was totally the light skinned thing to do.
Now,
Hey, but what about my man's though? My man's Lenny Kravitz. He's in there. Ain't he?
Lenny Kravitz is definitely part of the fold of the light skin coalition. That is the smoothest bastard I've ever seen in my life.
I ain't gonna front. All jokes aside, that dude. All jokes aside, that dude is fire though, man. He underrated as hell as a musician.
And he seems to attract a lot of women, and he looks like he eat gummy bears laying down on his back. That is one of the keys to being light skinned. You got to make everything look sexy when you do.
Right,
okay.
So
look at these glasses. I make these some bitches look sexy when I do. You hear me?
Bro, you look like a black Bret Hart.
I was getting ready to say that. You look like a member of the Hardy Boys, like shit.
Hey, whatever you call me, just know that I'm the head. And when a star, just to let you know too, when I slam my gavel, it is official. Okay. All right, the Phoenix is part of it. Rock is part of it. We are working on Walter Fitzgerald down there. Yes, sir. You are definitely part of Light Skin Foe. We need a big nigga like you.
So hold on, let me ask you a question. Can we make a trade? Can we make a trade?
Who are we?
Can we trade John Legend for Nick Cannon?
Nick Cannon does definitely have some light skin tendencies. He has multiple baby mothers. We tend to have a lot of baby mamas. It's something in us, you know. They want the eyes and the thighs and the eyes and our luxurious non-hairy ass cheeks. That's just something that they just look at, when we shine in the middle of the night. I think that when women walk in and it's dark, you can see our balls. It's just something about us, okay? We're glowworms. So I think that Nick Cannon, if he stays out the sun for about a year and stops making mistakes on his shows. Oh, that's right, they canceled. So he has a lot of free time now. So we can go into negotiations. Rocker, you ready? Because I think you need to be my side, my right hand.
Gosh, look at his picture.
I'm ready.
Oh no, you got to get that nigga off the screen. But yes, we are in negotiations with a lot of dark-skinned folks. Terry Crews punk ass, he can't come on because he don't fight back. He just get his shit grabbed by the test. So we can't deal with him. Any other suitors, potential running mates, anybody got anything? Now quick, if you just take your time, because your face is starting to match that yellow hat. Okay. So I'm starting to like you more and more, son. You got 2 more years, and then all you got to do is add raisins to your goddamn potato salad, and we on.
No, wait a minute. I'm not eating that Weezy House.
That'll get you kicked out.
Hold up now, you stop it right there. Okay.
That's why Weezy is the lady. She is the second lady. She's the first lady. She is just everything light skin.
I don't put raisins in potato salad. That's white skin, not light skin.
She got nigger lips.
I sure do.
Nigger nose. But her skin pitch white.
Look. I never
light skin pie. Light skin pie.
This is a black man saying. Look, this is a black man saying this, and I feel very offended. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. I feel so offended right now.
Well, I'll tell you what. Go ahead. Please talk, First Lady. Go ahead. Do your thing.
And hold the raisins.
No, keep the raisins.
No. No.
It don't matter if we all think you got ants in your potato salad.
I have another.
I have never put a raisin in a potato salad.
I have another question, owner, please. And either the first lady or the owner. Matter of fact, I'll have the first lady speak on this because you are just as qualified as the owner. So I would like the first lady to speak on this before the owner chimes in. How does the coalition feel about mayonnaise?
We don't like it.
Hold on real quick. Hold on fucking real quick. This is what I feel like right now. Now see, this is what qualifies you as a goddamn light-skinned son of a bitch like us. You gotta be able to at least play one instrument. And I mean all fingers. You gotta be able to, that's what we do best. And you gotta be able to lick a clitoris. Okay? If you can't lick clitoris, you ain't light-skinned.
I can play the kazoo.
Oh my God.
Well, then you were out of that question. But what was the last question that you asked me?
He asked how we feel about mayonnaise.
How does the coalition feel about mayonnaise? And First Lady, your answer was. Hold on,
my hair's too silky, y'all. Hold on, real quick. My hair's so goddamn fine and silky, it keeps shaking my headphones off.
Hey, hold on.
My question was, how does the coalition feel about mayonnaise? And First Lady, your answer was.
We don't.
I honestly can't agree with that one. Mayonnaise is that's really for white folks, and I'm gonna leave that to them. I have ever since I have seen G.I. Moe and the Phoenix do their competition, I have permanently removed that from my dietary what is it called? We cannot have mayonnaise. And if it is, it's got to be very light.
Wait. What about tartar sauce? Tartar sauce is good.
It's got to be lighter than Stephen Curry. That's how light the mayonnaise got to be. It's got to be real sperm.
I'm gonna stay away from this. Now, I feel like I should step away from this conversation now.
No, you don't need to go anywhere because you're asking some very interesting questions, and most people don't get a chance to actually politic with me. So whatever else you got, come on.
All right. What is your activator of preference for your hair?
Well, because I can't see the ash and I have just the natural silky locks. I use cocoa butter. Now that is the only black thing about me that I really try to do. Yes, sir. I use wet cocoa butter. I use it for sex. I use it for everything. Cocoa butter's the shit. You ain't never put cocoa butter on some butt cheeks and
coconut oil
and blue on them. It's a tingly feeling that you get. It makes the ash run away the opposite direction. Yep. Any other questions?
Nah, bro, I don't even want to talk to you.
Nope. Let's keep on going. Nope. Now, Rock, we need you, son. We need you. Now, you just can't run away from these questions, son. You're gonna have to listen. And if he gets out of order, we're gonna need you. Now, Miss Starr, do you have anything that you would like to ask the founder of the Light Skin Coalition before I get off and let G.I. Moe take over? I just be chilling at his house.
Or jelly?
Oh, hell yeah. It's got to be jelly.
You lucky. I wish your ass had said peanut butter. I was going to get you.
No. Don't nobody want a dry tongue and gums sticking to one another. That's like eating Velcro raw. Nope. Doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that was a sex joke.
That's what I just said.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Let me tell you something. Jelly is the best thing.
Toss it.
And yes, light-skinned men, we do enjoy a good salad toss. That is the other requirement. You must enjoy salad toss.
Well, there you have it. Once again, G, the Light Skin Coalition always speaks the wrong shit.
That was the night's guest, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
that was a good way to see him out too. I agree with
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if I want to be a part of this Light Skin Club.
that. He's reconsidering his membership.
Yeah, in the words of Drake, I'm light skinned, but
You
I'm
get
still a dark man.
you get to negotiate your contract.
Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. Look, I got influenced by the founder.
Turned into a
Sorry about
horror
that.
film.
I got influenced by the founder.
Oh,
Said, I know he is gay now. Hey, look, Althea, I know you eat butt.
Oh shit.
You too old not to eat no ass, goddamn it. Old women need to eat ass a lot.
Y'all coalition founder remind me of a bleached pinky from Friday. I'm gonna need y'all to fix that.
God damn it. Fuck you.
Say it again.
Wow.
It's Frankie, nigga.
Y'all crazy as shit, yeah.
All right, so real
But
quick,
yeah.
let's shift gears. Phoenix, I want you to read this next one for me. This is gonna build up a nice another conversation. Give me 1 second. I'm fucking up on the queue. I gotta take Pornhub off the screen. Let me see.
Hey, I was asking you guys a question. Has anybody been following Johnny Depp's divorce?
I've been hearing about it.
No, but they put something like him
Listen.
speaking yesterday, wasn't it?
No, it was today when they put him on the stand. So listen, everybody who has a computer in front of them right now, I would like for y'all to Google the hashtag Amber Turd.
Oh, good gracious. While you're checking out the turd, let me read this. Okay, okay, it says, "Good morning, my love." That was at 5:45 a.m. And then at 4:37 p.m., what hurts my feelings is the fact that you're okay with not communicating with me throughout the day. You're okay with ignoring a good morning message that was sent at 5:45 a.m. You're okay not reaching out to me but can post on social media. That really hurts. Enjoy the rest of your day. Babe, the day isn't over. It shouldn't have started without each other. I literally woke up, rolled over, and texted you good morning before I even got mine started. He said, I woke up at 4 a.m., went back to sleep at 5:30, woke back up at 9. First meeting was at 9. I literally just finished for the day. She said, yeah, you had time to post on social media and not say good morning.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Let's talk about it. So who was wrong?
I'll tell you who's wrong. That her for not putting that phone on the charger. I think she had a low battery. You're muted.
You're muted, Mo.
But her rose and her dildos are fully charged.
Why did that make him throw his?
That's why women get cussed the fuck out. If you got a fully charged dildo, you better have that fucking cell phone charged. You don't forget that shit. Stamp.
Oh, man.
I digress.
First of all, Star, what do you have to say, honey?
I don't really know what to say. I'm one of those people, you know. I get sidetracked. I'll get all on social media and everything, assuming that I didn't already message you back. So I don't know what I should say about that.
Oh,
Sound like
man.
that sound like a Virgo.
Hold on. Hold the fuck up. Let me speak real quick. I'm a married motherfucking man.
Speak,
I'm
Taylor.
gonna be real. As a man, if you're on my mind and I take the time to fucking text you good morning, and you can get on social media and post and address the other world, and you don't see that it's a problem that you ain't addressed me yet, then it ain't no point of us fucking be together. Because indirectly, you show me exactly how you feel about me. You talk to me when it's convenient. Fuck all of that. If I mean something to you, when you get that text, you gonna hit me back. You're not gonna wait until the fucking end of the day to respond back. I'm a priority, not a fucking option.
Woo!
Okay. I didn't say that it would take all day, but let's be honest. When I wake up in the morning, when I touch my phone, I have tons of notifications. Do you know the first
Yeah, that's what I
notification
was
that I
gonna
open?
say.
The first notification that I open is the No Filter Show. And I can have text freaking icons too. So it's easy for you to just assume that I'm just ignoring you when the truth of the matter is I haven't even opened your message yet.
Oh, come on, Slim. If it's somebody you love, you checking for 'em. You dig what I'm saying? If you
That's
feeling
not
somebody,
the first thing I check. I check to see what y'all talking about for the first thing every morning. I open our group chat. That is the first thing that I open.
hey, somebody pass the collection plate around.
Drop the chang-a-lang in the plate.
Well, I'm the worst at everything, so I'm out of this conversation for once. I have nothing
Did y'all
to say.
Google
No,
I fucking suck.
You can't. I'm sorry, y'all. You can't duck out because that story was specifically for you, my man. Did anybody Google Amber?
Nah,
I did. I
but
googled
you
her.
wanna
I
know
googled
something?
her.
It's not fair because once again, you feel me? Us as men, we cater to women. You dig what I'm saying? Like we give them that extra attention. You dig what I'm saying? So why can't we get that shit back? It's a double standard. Like it's wrong when we don't give you that attention. You dig what I'm saying? I don't get it. I don't get it.
But in that particular messaging, I think it was because y'all usually don't do all that typing, so it might have been a woman saying that. But
I hear women complain about not getting text immediately more than I hear men complaining about that.
Yeah.
Or I hear more situations that involve the women on that side of rap.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this quick.
Mm-hmm.
You text Denise, good morning, right? She don't respond back to you all day. You see her on social media. She kikiing with everybody else. How you
I feel a way about it. I feel a way about it. No, I'm not gonna lie. I feel a way about that. You know, a big way about that.
So how would you handle that? What's your reaction?
How consistently does that happen?
It's consistent. Obviously, by the tone of the text, it sounds like that's something that happens on the regular.
That then we'd have to have an in-person conversation about that, because apparently texting back and forth, there's not going to be a conversation or a healthy one. So yeah, I'd have to express that in person. Besides, I'd rather have conversations like that anyway.
Hold on, wait a minute. We got Mo over here looking guilty as shit. Come back to the red table, the red vision table. We about to come on, confess them things. Step forth. And here he comes.
I don't want to be here anymore, but I am the worst at that shit. I honestly don't check my text messages first thing in the morning. I barely respond to the No Filter crew. I may post something funny midday, and then I text when I'm ready. I have baby mothers, and I don't even like answering the fucking text messages that my baby mothers give me. I really, honestly hate the shit out of text messages now.
No, he just put us in the same category as his baby mothers. Y'all hear that?
I don't answer the phone. Everything is spam.
Right.
Everything is fucking spam.
He bad at it. He don't answer. I feel like a baby mama. I'm like, well, shit. Where was the fun before I became the baby mama? I'm missing a few steps. I'm just saying.
I don't know what happened, but after I hit 40, like text messages and shit, just it fucks with me. And so I had a mental breakdown. I had anxiety. I had anxiety over the internet because it was, I've been in this game for what, 8 years, almost 7 years, and like the pressures and like the actual conversations that people will have about you and their opinions flooding your timeline. Like if you notice, like at first I start off political and then I just shut the fuck up and just start posting funny shit and just don't say nothing. You know what I mean? Barely respond. But yeah, I don't know. It's just Text messaging takes a lot of energy. My thumbs be tired in the morning, huh? I've been jerking off all night.
From sleep jerking.
You gotta forgive me. You have to forgive me.
Nah, man, that's
You have to forgive me.
I don't know, bro. I feel like communication ain't nothing. You dig what I'm saying? It's nothing to communicate.
You know, the crazy thing about it is that yes, if it is somebody that I care for, I do look forward to the text messages. I may not fucking answer right then and there. I do manual labor every day, but I do look forward to it. So yeah, I'm not going. I will respond. It just might be a day. Man. Might be a whole day later.
So you will post on social media and not respond to text?
Man, I'm guilty as charged, bro.
God,
like if you had, yeah, bro. Like if y'all had a target right here on this big ass head of mine, I got hit 50 times.
So I was having a conversation. Like I look at it like this, and this is just the norm. Most people have their phones in their hands majority of their time, right? It's safe to say that. It's kind of hard for you to miss a message come through. You feel me? Unless you don't have your notifications on, we feel a vibration or a notification pop up on the screen.
My phone is always on silent.
You know why? That's because you watch a lot of porn in public places.
That's true. That's true.
That's for his protection.
That's true. Midday, just a midday porn run. Yeah,
it's embarrassing when you actually go back to that window and it's just automatically autoplay. It picked up where it left off, but you gotta hurry and close that shit. You looking around.
Yeah, but I literally have my phone on silent. And I'm used to it because I'm so used to being disturbed in the middle of the night, or you know what I'm saying, or I'm in the hole, or I really can't be on the hole. I work underground, y'all. So like most of the time, I'm concentrating on work, But when I'm not doing that, I'm usually on YouTube watching like animals like fighting for rights to fuck all the women. So that's one of my things. I kind of like that type of shit. So yeah. I said it quick. Mm-hmm.
You like to watch animals? What?
Yeah,
I watch. Please do not let him go into any kind of detail. Leave it exactly where it is.
Ghetto gaggers. Okay, so I had to learn, because y'all know I send messages out all the time. So for me, I had to learn to be patient. It's difficult coming from a space where you're used to seeing this person all the time to a place where you don't get to see people all the time and you just text or whatever. You can get antsy waiting on the text, but I've also been pulling away from my phone too. So a lot of times if I do post, I might not post no more. But if I like with us, if I see us pop up, then I see it. But I also have started leaving my phone and doing things too to try to pull away from my phone. So yeah, I had to learn. It wasn't easy, but I had to learn.
I actually went on my way, and I make sure that my actual like social media accounts are in the back. So I have to flip like and go through like all these things, all these folders in order to find it because I got overwhelmed with being on the phone a lot. So I might listen to something that's meditative or whatever, you know what I mean? But I don't know why the fuck. I just phone irritates the shit out of me now. And it's always
I'm glad you said that because
it's on your ass,
bro. That's wild. I'm glad you said that because I would like to actually close out on something. And in order to do that, I got to step outside. So I need some fresh air any dang way.
Go on, shake a leg quick.
So
sorry.
No, follow me. It's all good. Let's go. Welcome to another edition of Quick's Corner Now. Well, As y'all know, this whole Quick's Corner thing is built around what goes on in the cranium of yours truly. And of course, y'all know what I'm built off of. I'm very psychologically targeted, and I plan on sticking there a little bit for today. So this evening, I like to focus around self-reflection. You know what I mean? Because that's actually, I don't know about everyone else out there, but that's a big part of me, and that's a big part of like an annual or a consistent thing with me, because I fancy myself a heavy thinker, and sometimes I overthink, but I'll get into that soon. It's just when it comes to a point, especially when I cross big bridges, big milestones, even if things are happening, things are changing, a lot of big decisions need to be made, and all these things can be good. I go through, they don't have to be bad. They can all be good things, but I just go through these random trances where I just sit in solitude, complete silence at times, or I just go off into a blank trance where I just take everything into account. Like lately, I literally went past, from now to the point I've reached, went back 2-3 years and just over scrutinized everything I've done, everything I said, thought of things I do different, so on and so forth. Thought of things that maybe I said, maybe I shouldn't have, and done, and so on and so forth. But I overthink these things to the point it even puts me into a state of dysthymia. And for those of y'all who are unfamiliar with it's a psychological term that it represents sporadic bursts of depression. You get what I mean? But when I come out of these trances, I come out with a clear perspective and a clear understanding of where I am and where I'm going to go and what I need to do to get there. So that's just for real a part of how I grow, how I put everything in proper perspective, and also how I just come to the realization of certain things that may have been mind-boggling to me, but it's like right when I do those things, it's intense as it may be, I end up with an understanding of why things are the way they are, or knowing why things are that way, and knowing exactly what I have to do going forward to basically build off of what's going on in the present time. So when I come back to that centerfold where I am right here, I'm fully prepared to use where it is currently as a launching pad going forward. So my whole question is, how often do these meditative states of self-reflection happen to you all? Because granted, at some point in time, everybody has to literally just look themselves in the mirror. Just look themselves in the mirror and peel themselves back to really figure out, all right, this is where I am, this is what I am, and this is what I'm about to do. Or they just take everything surrounding them into account, whether they realize everything is not what they thought or everything is exactly what they thought. Either way, sometimes the realization is a hard thing to come by because of how intense the process is. But how do you all feel about that whole process of self-reflection? And I turn it up.
It happens on the daily for me. It happens on the daily. Like, you reflect on, I guess the older you get, like, you know what I mean? Like, the look in the mirror is something that's on a daily fucking basis. Every turn, every chance I get, I must admit, you know, especially when I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm concentrating. You know, that push that push just makes you, for some reason, it just makes you really self-reflect on what you ate, um, the mistakes you made dietarily. Um, yeah, I really do that. I do that a lot. Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, to piggyback off of what Mo said, I reflect often, but my deepest meditations or reflections come right right around my birthday. You know what I'm saying? I always look back at what I went through that last 365. You feel me? My ups, my downs, what I could have done different. It's crazy because my this year's reflection is kind of weird. I was telling my wife, and I share this with y'all. Normally, it's kind of like I'm frustrated in my reflections. You know what I'm saying. Like I feel like, you know what I'm saying. Why is this person in my circle? You feel me? Why am I dealing with this drama? You feel me? Like why am I still in this same spot? You feel me? And it's kind of like this reflection was just pretty much I control my destiny. I control my energy. I control my vibe. You feel me? Most of the time we make the mistakes of holding on to people just because of who they are. You feel me? Sometimes it's crazy. We say this shit all the time. We outgrow people. You feel me? And because of the love that we have for them, we don't really realize or we can't accept that that shit is just toxic for you. You know what I'm saying? So I just learned that, like shit happens. And if separation happens, it's not because I don't love you anymore or I love you any less. It just could be that we just grew apart. You feel me? And in this part of lives, our paths separate and we cross again, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But my bad for that big spill, but pretty much like my birthdays is my heaviest reflection.
And no need to apologize. That's just what we needed in the conversation. But continue, folks.
I do it daily as well, and sometimes a few times a day, depending on what's going on around me. I also do it because I have children, and I constantly have to look at what I'm doing and how it's affecting them, or who's around me that's affecting them, and so I have to always do that, particularly because they're getting older, and my siblings are not the best examples of adults sometimes. So yeah, I reflect a lot. I reflect a lot.
Star.
I'm a Virgo. I overthink everything all the time. Like my brain does not give me a break. So I probably self reflect constantly. I don't know. I mean, I'm always looking for more knowledge and ways to better myself, ways to expand my mind. So probably do it more than I even realize. And y'all know the bathtub is my favorite place in the whole wide world. I always self reflect in there.
I find it that I find a lot of people. I find a lot of people that are don't really. There's a lot of people who carry a lot of baggage because they haven't taken the time to self-reflect because they are, to say, for lack of better description, afraid or not prepared to where that journey is going to take them. Because sometimes the most dangerous or the most frightening place a person can go is through their own mind. And there's just a lot of people who are not prepared to go on that trip.
Okay. So here it is, right? Self-reflection can also, and just like Reese said, she does it right before a manic breakdown. What I've been finding lately as I've gotten older, I didn't really have a lot of anxiety attacks, but I've been having a lot of anxiety attacks lately, right? So a lot of that is due to me being analytical or in my own head at all times. There's a saying that you're reborn every day. To keep looking backwards can almost drive you nuts because there's always something that you could have done better. always. You could have made the better. You could have made the better decision on a financial purchase. You could have made the you could have made the better food. You know,
True.
it comes to a point where, excuse me, y'all. It comes to a point where a lot of the things that I've been concentrating on and that I've been reading and researching is that you are supposed to let that shit go. You know what I mean? You don't want to keep reflecting to the point where it drives you crazy. You know, we hear about these stories all the time when people go into isolation or, you know what I'm saying, in prison and things like that when you have to be in your own head. And I think that that's something that I've been trying to work on is not punishing myself for some of the immature decisions and some of the bad decisions that I've made in my life.
I'm
You
working
know,
on I'm working on that myself because, like I said, I'm an overthinker. Like I can think myself into a depression. Like that's how it happens that quick. And I'm in this my mind is it's so easy for me to slip back into that. So overthinking and over scrutinizing myself for either past things and so on and so forth. It's it's hard, it's difficult, but I'm trying to work on that because my mind can be my worst enemy.
I think that's
And
everybody though, bro.
some people, it can be. Some minds are tougher than others. When I say that, it's like when it is everybody, but it just seems like when you get when I get lost in mine, I'm stuck there. You know, I'm really stuck there, and it's a fight to come back from. Like I got to claw out the hole for real, and that's more than likely based on like my past experiences battling that, but it's more difficult for some people than others. Is it? Can anybody be a victim of it? Yeah, but is it somebody? Some people come out of there with more bruises than others.
I think you say some people are able to deal with their uh, spiraling better than others because that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't know that I was suffering with depression because I did not have the space to deal with my issues. I wasn't afforded the quote unquote luxury to sit in my space, to sit in that space and focus on my problem. I didn't have time to think. I didn't have to do. All I know is I had to work. I had to pay bills. I had to take care of my kids. I had to do this. Da, da, da. I didn't have that time. But when I quit my job in 2019 and stayed home with the children for that year and a half they were out, I had time, and everything started coming back. And just like Mo said, you know, we reflect on the past and the things, mistakes that we had. And da, da, da. I didn't realize throughout that whole time I was functioning in my depression until I had to sit down, and then I went full depressive mode. And so what I would say to you is it's not that people are maybe stronger or maybe better than you at dealing with their stuff. It may be that they don't sit down and deal with it. With you do a lot of reflection, but are you like blaming yourself for things, or are you what are you doing?
Well, that's the thing about overthinking. Because granted, everybody know, as Mo just said, of course there are things you feel you could have did better. There's things you wish you didn't say, things you wish you wouldn't have done. Of course, you blame yourself for those things, but there can be minuscule things, little things. But if you're a constant thinker, that snowball effect happens. Something so little can snowball into a bigger issue because your mind tells you it's a bigger issue than what it is.
So you
You
overanalyze. Yeah.
overanalyze. So I do that all the time. Don't know why. But like I said, matter of fact, in my song Asylum, second most popular song I have, I talk about that. The way we think causes a snowball effect. The more dwell on the dilemma, the larger it gets, and I fall for it every time. Vague in my very mind is my sanity, but still I got to escape so I can find a peaceful way to alleviate. I talk about this stuff all the time, really. And I wrote that song in 2014.
I think it's key. I'm gonna read what Becca said. She said that we as Black
Yeah.
Americans are evolving people. We never really had a social space to really be introspective about ourselves. It was always about the group think and survival.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would look at Quick as your rapping if you became too obsessed with it as a distraction to being introspective, right? What we're not doing as a people is literally erasing. We have to get over our mistakes. We have to get over the fact that some of the things that we have been born into, brought into, being around is not our fault. We are products of our environment. We constantly fight. You know what I'm saying? For everything that we have. You know what I mean? Especially as minorities. But and this comes from a shroom trip, but the one thing that we have a problem with is ego and how we look to other people. I think that mainly a lot of the things that we overthink about and the reason why we become so analytical and very reflective on our mistakes is that we worried about what other people think of us. I think that a majority of it is just the outside influences of how we're raised, keeping up with the Joneses, having to have the best pair of shoes, having to be this way, that way, and not look at ourselves. It's just like when we were kids. If you grew up poor, you didn't know the fuck you was poor. You know, you didn't know that you made a mistake. You got spanked for it, but you really didn't care. And that was the carefree times. And I think that as Black folks, we overthink everything because we have to maintain such a facade. We have to switch our language up. When you go to your job, they call it what? Talking white. When you leave that job, you let your fucking hair down, you unloosen your tie, you like, nigga, motherfucker, I got a story to fucking tell your ass. Nigga, like, this shit's some bullshit, right? So we have so many pressures that eventually it low-key affects us behind closed doors. We are so fucking caught up in everybody else. And just like Phoenix said, when you have children, they are friendly reminders because the kid gonna tell you any fucking way. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't get them fucking McDonald's, but we are so caught up on and hell bent on what people feel about us. You know what I mean? That it fucks us up. I think that's a majority of Black folks' problems, bro. Just think about it. If you didn't have parents, if you didn't have brothers, sisters, cousins, people that you really truly cared about, would you still give a fuck about the mistakes that you made? It would be what? What's the barometer? Who tells you when you fucked up? Can't always be you.
And you also have to be. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
No, I'm done.
You also have to be forgiving, though. I just did a post about this. You are the first person that you hear in the morning. You're the first thought. You hear your thoughts. You know your thoughts. You know your heart. You know how you feel. You are supposed to be your best friend. And if you are not feeling good with yourself, if you're overthinking, you're overanalyzing, you're putting the guilt on yourself, you're taking all this stuff and not letting it go, you're hurting you. You gotta let that shit go. You gotta forgive yourself for what you feel are mistakes or what you may have done and hurt other people. Because if nobody else is around, you're left with you. So you're gonna be unkind to yourself. You're gonna mistreat yourself. You're gonna talk down on yourself. You're gonna overbear yourself with all these worries and cares and expectations of what you think things should be when don't nobody else give a fuck about it. You
That's
gotta let it
major.
go.
That's major. Becca, she said, we also have to consider the spiritual generational curses and inhibited personality traits like overthinking, and what a valid point. She said that enslaved peoples had to overthink to live, had to be overly cautious about our reputations, which is so fucking true and eloquently put, way better than what I put it at. But that's exactly what I meant. And Becca, that's shout outs to you. That was dope. Um, I think that we do have a certain level of PTSD that's been passed down through genes, and that the pressures that we apply to ourselves aren't what everybody else does. They live, I mean, outside of us, most people live carefree. That's why we look at their kids, we look at other people's kids and be like, that's a bad fucking kid. Like, how the hell you just gonna let that kid do any goddamn thing? You know what I mean? Because from birth, most of us as minorities are taught to have a certain personality. Like, you have to be conservative. You can't be wilding out. You know what I mean? And that goes exactly to what Becca said. I think that might just be the key right there, is that we don't live carefree enough. You know, when I make jokes or when I do certain things, it's always gonna come off as whoop de whoop blase blah. People are always gonna question shit. People are always gonna look at me like, you know, suspicious, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. You know what I mean? But my father said something that was key. R.I.P. to him. But he always taught me, and this is the craziest thing, right? Because at the same time, I had to behave, but I had to find this fine line. And he said, son, never be afraid to be the fool. Fools learn a lot more than people who are conservative and tight-lipped and that are very hard on themselves. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to just jump out there, bro. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm guilty. I'm guilty, bro. Like, depression is a damn near daily thing. You know what I mean? For me, you know. So I that's also one of the reasons why I try to stay off social media as much. I might post something funny and I disappear, you know, because getting into battles with people and the way this world works, shit can be so harsh on you, bro. But I don't know. So let's talk about instead of, you know, diving deep into the abyss, let's talk about some of the things that we need to do in order to get out of that depression. What are some of the, maybe we don't talk about how positive we are or how positive an influence we are to each other. You know, I you know, that's the one thing that I get from this group is the positivity. You know, when I am down, you know, anytime that we are down, we talk to each other. We always tell each other how great we are, you know, and I think that maybe that's something more. Do we wake up and think all the great things that we've done?
No, that's not the first thought, and you have to retrain your mind to do so.
Mm.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to say that you have to learn how to, I'll say reprogram, but reteach yourself or unlearn what you know, unlearn being pessimistic, or unlearn that something is wrong with you, or unlearn that you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. No, when those thoughts come, counter the thoughts with good thoughts. You have to reteach yourself. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to make mistakes. You're human. It's okay to feel. It's okay to, do this. And I just want to thank you and everybody on the panel that opened up in your transparency, because we all have talked behind stage, and we know a little bit of your past, So I really appreciate you bringing this up and being transparent with us, and also having conversations help pull you from those spaces. So you can't be quiet. Being quiet doesn't help you do anything. So it's if you feel like somebody you can trust, or even just write it, but you cannot hold that stuff, and you have to talk about it. You have to let it out, and letting it out takes the pressure off of yourself too. It's another mind to help you kind of figure things out, So
Real talk.
Yeah, for sure. We don't just like, hey, look, that's a key line right there. We got to learn to start the day with love of self. The more you love you, the better we love others.
you gotta love yourself first. You're the first person you're with.
But we're not taught that. We're not
No,
amongst our community. We're not taught to love ourselves first. We've been taught to love family. We've been taught to rely on the love of our families. We've been, reliant on the pat on the back from the jobs. Especially if you were raised by anybody that's in their 60s, 70s, they have a different viewpoint on life. They weren't able to have those discussions, and I think it's just a lot of training from our our upbringing.
just passed down brokenness is what it is.
Mm.
And it's not fair, but of course they don't know better because they weren't taught. And we are the generation that actually is breaking that. My mom was born in the 60s, but she was raised, or she rebelled against that type of law. I didn't get that from her. I mean, of course it was work and all that stuff, but I didn't get that. You can't talk to me. You can't do this. You can't do that. I was given a little bit more freedom when it comes to my emotions and my feelings, which is why I am grateful for who I am now, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be as open as I am now. And my children wouldn't have that same, I'll say, gift to be expressive and to share with me or whomever. But a lot of people, like you said, didn't have that. So they have to break that cycle. But it is brokenness that we pass down. And we feel like it's something wrong with us. And like Zena said, you have to start your day off with the love of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that you're great, you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're smart. You have all these wonderful attributes about yourself that the world needs. But you also need to give it to you first. If you cannot love on yourself, how can you give that love to somebody else? You cannot do that. So it starts with you. Your universe is more important than anybody else's. And once you get your universe straight, you can go help somebody fix theirs.
Reese said, generational curses that was taught to the U.S. during the slavery and passed on from generation to generation to hate yourself. And if you hate yourself, you're going to hate everything else around you, including your family. And we can never see the bounty of ourselves because everyone else is so busy pointing out the flaws. That is key. How many people, but I'm about to, yep. How many times have you been self-reflecting on yourself because you can hear a voice in the back of your head that says, oh, you fucked up?
A lot.
Subconscious mind.
Right, but is it from you? Is it from you, or do you hear the chastising from a boss? Do you hear the chastising from people about music? Like, what makes you feel like you ain't shit? You know what I mean?
I mean, bro, it's all of that, because especially it goes all the way back to the Erykah Badu quote. I am an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. You know what I mean? And that alone, that sensitivity that you have towards anything you do, whether it's your job, whether it's the art you create, whatever, there's a sense of sentimental, though that's your baby they messing with. You know what I mean? And it's always gonna, as much as you try to tell yourself it doesn't bother you, it will.
I'm guilty.
One thing I had to learn how to do, especially as my notoriety and following grows bigger and bigger, one thing I had to learn how to do is stay out of the comment section. Stay out of the comments. But I always end up there somehow when I should know better. But for real, that comment section that comment section is for them to have their dialogue, whether it's good, bad, whatever, so on and so forth. The fact that I gave them the motivation to take time out of their day to comment something, I mean, that's that. But still, somehow, human nature, that wandering eye jumps right in that comment section, and I receive all the love. Because granted, one thing when there's anybody's commenting on my stuff and they showing love, I interact with them. Thank you, much love, I appreciate you and all that, and I mean that wholeheartedly. But in the midst of seeing all that, you're gonna see some of the opposing comments, and it is very, very hard when you're an artist and you sensitive about it's gonna hit you regardless, no matter how many times you try to get in your head and try to force yourself to believe. Man, they just hate it. I mean, you can force yourself to do that, but like in reality, it bothers you. It does.
Everybody has haters. Quick, I used to do lives on the Blue Phoenix, and people were coming there talking trash on the positive shit. It doesn't matter what you do.
I know, and this is the thing. I know all this stuff.
Yeah.
I know all this stuff. Because granted, first time I really experienced that is when I went viral. When I went viral with the adrenaline rush. Million view video. For every 500,000 comments, there's gonna be 100,000 of that that's gonna hate. I know that. The thing is, I know all of this stuff. But when you get lost inside your own head, when you hear that, when you read that comment, you hear that comment, it's stuck there, and it yells loudly over and over.
Because we can hear negative, we absorb the negative and forget all the greatness that is said about us. But that negative thought stays there, and it broods and it festers and it eats at you. That one little thing, but you got millions of other great things said about. See, we have to reprogram the way we think. We just got to retrain ourselves.
Yeah, well, let me know when the class is out.
Hey, it's a hard task. It's a hard task, man. Especially nowadays when we have social media, when everything can be criticized, everything that you do can be remembered, and it can be brought back up later on. You know what I'm saying? Years down the line. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Shit, man. Like I said, my father always said, never be afraid to be the fool. And that also means that the fool was also the court jester. The court jester is one of the smartest people in the room. They're constantly thinking, but you leave that shit on the line, bro. Like, I said what I said. Some people gonna like it. Some people gonna laugh. Some people gonna be like, nah, you could have did a little bit better. But these are the people that's not in your shoes trying. And see, the key word that you kept saying, try. And as long as you're trying, you're doing something to move forward. You know what I mean? Even if you fall like an inch short, bro, you try. You know what I mean? You just got to give it your best, and you got to leave everything on the fucking floor. And whoever doesn't like it, it ain't meant for them. Art personalities are meant for certain people to gravitate towards. And I think that we're starting to figure that. The older I get, the more I'm starting to figure that out. Is that my personality is not for everyone, and that the people that I attract are the ones that's meant to be there. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro.
Yeah,
can you put? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying that's just something I'm working on. Like I said, I can have a video up that if I have a video with 500 comments that are positive, 500 comment 501 could be one negative comment, and that's the only thing I remember.
And just like the analytical person, you're reading too far into it. My grandfather is 86, and he looks like he's 35. And the one thing that he doesn't do, he doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't offer his opinion to shit, and he don't listen to shit. He'll remove himself from the situation. My mother, she's 80 and she looks 45. And she always said, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it. And she don't want to hear shit that nobody else got to say. Once something negative starts happening, she removes herself from the situation. Or she ignores it like it never happened. You know? And I think that's a lost art. And that's something that we don't have. You know? I'm guilty. I think all of us are guilty. You know? We were taught that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of them things, bro. Like, in school, you know, everything just leads up to that shit, bro. So, yeah. I think this was enlightening for me because I definitely suffer from that, and that is one of the hardest battles within, you know, and to really, and just like Phoenix says, to really think that I might be a contribution to this society. Because just because I'm not a politician, just because I'm not a millionaire, just because I ain't feeding the whole family, that I feel like shit. But somewhere down the line, a joke that I made, a rap that you did, a song that Rock makes, a heartfelt quote that Phoenix sends, and Star just being in the bathtub, it makes everything just better. It's a contribution to society.
I mean, at the end of the day,
everybody needs bubbles.
Biggest,
Yep.
but yeah, it's just like at the end of the day, the biggest battle that we all have to face is in our own head, and that will be for some people the hardest thing they ever have to overcome.
So how do we get out of our heads? If we're not in our heads, then we don't have a battle, right?
Well, for real, that's where the whole thing of self-reflection comes out. The same thing, the same way you get trapped in your head through self-reflection, the only way to get out of it is through self-reflection. I mean, the same place that put me there is how I get out of it. Because, like I said, that time, that trance that I put myself in when I'm reflecting on all those things is also how I come to the realization of how things are and how they're supposed to be. Granted, I gotta go through hell and high water to get there. It's a like I said, it is a journey to come to that realization. But when you get there, that's when you can actually appreciate what you had to go through to get to that realization.
Can I give you some homework quick?
Is there extra credit involved?
Extra credit for yourself, yes. When you feel yourself spiraling, go outside. Go outside. Especially if it's during the day. Go outside.
Ironically, that's what I usually do.
Yeah. Yeah. You go outside and you see the beauty in things that you can't see within yourself. Nature is a part of us. We are a part of nature. And sometimes we get so lost in what's going on in this crazy world that we forget the regular stuff, our foundation. We forget where we come from. We forget how we're supposed to be. So next time you feel yourself getting lost in your mind, get up and go outside.
Man, fuck all that. You want to feel good about yourself? Nigga, you need to start hanging out with kindergartens. They are the best fucking people to be around, bro. They always drunk. They always talking shit, and they got the energy, bro. They make you feel like superheroes, bro.
I mean, like, no, for real. There's a whole reason, like, cause now I'm connected with nature. That's the impact.
You damn churning, yeah.
I love fucking kids.
I'm connected with nature. That's why I'm an impact. If you understand, if you look at a lot of my visuals,
they're outside.
It involves outside some way. I mean, I'm in the middle of a river on a rock. I mean, I'm in the woods. I'm on the top of cliffs and all that, looking over. I mean, that's where literally a lot of my solitude is. So,
telling you, bro.
And for real, but anyways, that's where a lot of my self-reflection starts. I'm outside by myself.
Man, hang with them fucking kids, man. That's why people go into coaching and shit like that, bro. That is the most amazing, exuberant feeling. They make you feel old at the same time, but you feel young at the same time. And the part what I mean about hanging around younger kids is that they don't care.
Facts.
That's true.
And we lose that through us as parents chastising our children and telling them, you know, constantly reminders of how bad or what mistakes that they made. But I find that being around younger children and helping them with something, or, oh man, you can lift that, like, it's the most boosting feeling ever. Just when you think you ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? They're not being competitive in the aspects because they can't fucking outdo you at that point. You know what I mean? But they're little drunk friends. But I find that people that coach, people that train children for a living, they tend to be a lot different in their thought process when it comes to that. Now, once you get to teenagers and shit, you gotta smoke every day just train these motherfuckers. But
oh my god! But they can be funny too. They're really dope too. They're a little more honest with the crazy, but they're dope too.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that we all got to get back to that mentality, and that's crazy. That you got me reflecting again, bro, because that's one of the things that gets me in a great mood is children. It's kids, bro. Like, it's the most dopest thing. You could talk shit to them and everything, bro. And they not smart enough to reflect back. They not reflect back. They can't respond back just as, and they little kids, you just be firing off on their
That's why your nose got a bump on.
I love kids. Kids are the most genuine, honest, evil motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Did y'all see that video where the grandmother got up and the granddaughter went over to the couch and smelled it? It was like, grandma busted.
They funny, bro. They funny. If we could be that honest, we'd probably be better people.
It'll be a few fights, but you'll laugh afterwards. Like, you know what, you was right. I do need a bath, like, for real.
Yeah, so that's how y'all know how my mind works. I work like a kindergartner, bro. That's why I be saying the craziest thing. The first thing that comes to my mind, I just say. I work in the mind of a kid when it comes to things like that, bro. Like, I really don't be caring. I really don't. But somebody's gonna love what the fuck I say. Somebody's gonna hate what the fuck I say. You know, I don't give a shit.
And that,
hey, you guys, guess what?
It's that time.
We pulled the all-nighter, y'all.
I know.
It was worth
it. Look what Zena put.
Yeah.
The good old days. Y'all done went over and had us cracking up. You know we love y'all.
This is a throwback, though.
Yeah, we wore star ass out. She already know. She gone. She out.
Right. She's like, look, I signed up for 8:30 to 10:30. Overtime.
I don't get paid for this overtime.
Right. But no, it's always dope and quick. That was a great topic that you brought to the table at the end of the show. You know what I'm saying? It's always dope when there's healing moments and genuine good conversation. You know what I'm saying? That comes out on the shows, and I definitely encourage everybody watching to definitely share. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know that we the realest, we the dopest, we the illest. You feel me? Like, this is the no filter show. You know what I'm saying? We are completely transparent and we keep it 100. But guess what? We not giving you no more tonight. You're going to have to check back in next week. So,
I got to go to fucking bed.
Yeah, this nigga was over here yawning, give me the baby, little I want to go to sleep baby face. You know what I'm saying? I seen all that shit. We going to talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, he rubbed the eyes and everything. He tired. Him tired.
He leave.
Hell yeah.
He leave.
The old man need his beauty sleep, okay?
So are we gonna pull a star tonight? Like, as soon as the show ends, nobody's backstage.
I'm Ghost. Watch me work. No, we gonna pull a K quick. Fuck you, man.
Oh, well,
quick.
Well, no, at least you'll see me. At least you'll see me first.
Hey, for y'all. Hey, for y'all
if it was star, as soon as the show ends and y'all backstage, I'm not there.
For y'all that don't be behind the scenes, we gotta end this. But for y'all that don't be behind the scenes after we done, yeah, because when we get done at 10:30, we usually on till 11 o'clock talking,
Good
right?
night, y'all.
Here go, quick, man. I gotta go cook these chitlins, man. Click.
Don't say nothing about no damn chitlins. Don't say nothing about no chitlins.
His infamous joke was back in the day when we first started with he would be in the middle of a sentence while reaching for the button.
Like,
and you'll never hear the end of the sentence.
I low key did that on
all
purpose.
All you see is this.
I low key did that on purpose.
He'd be like, yeah,
we know, motherfucker.
He'd be like, yeah, I'm about to go ahead.
I just like
oh shit. We be peeping it. We be talking shit about it. So good, man. Let's go ahead and do our closing argument.
Yeah, y'all know the vibes, yo. Okay, quick. Beats, Bars, and Fate. We out here, yo. Sean Marshall, get that single working. You know what it is. Say less, K-Quick forever rolls in a asylum. Now, yeah.
Man, and of course, this is your man, G.I. Mo, a.k.a. non-GMO, man. I got 100-round clip. I'm always ready for war. You hear me? I'm out of here.
And I am the Blue Phoenix. You can catch me at the Blue Phoenix Hills all over the place. And with Mo, we'll be back next week, I believe, on both sides of the coin.
Yeah, we will be. We got a lot of shit to talk.
And with my favorite people, I swear I love y'all. I do. I love y'all so much. And I appreciate all our viewers. We love y'all. And from Star to everyone else.
But look, normally I have something silly and slick to say, but I'm gonna speak from the heart real quick. I just want to thank everybody that showed me love on my birthday, that came out, that called me, that texted me. Yesterday was my first birthday without my mom, and it was like the hardest. You know what I'm saying? It was an emotional day. I found myself sitting at my computer crying, not wanting to work, but just being around the good energy and the good people really helped lift my spirits and help me carry me through. So I appreciate everybody. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I can't say it anymore. So with that being said, life is short. You feel me? Tell people how you feel. Don't hold it back. You feel me? You never know when that last time is going to be. Until it may rock, y'all can follow me on all social media platforms. We see y'all next Thursday at 8:30. Same place, same time. No Filter Show, baby. We out.